Hi Wisdom Tree Preschool and welcome back. Today we're going to learn parts of the English saddle and we're also going to learn the parts of the Western saddle. A few ways that we can tell the difference between an English saddle and a Western saddle is that the Western saddle has a horn right on the front and it also has a much bigger seat and just in general is a much bigger saddle than the English one. Here's our English saddle, and as you can see, it is much smaller than the Western saddle. It also does not have a horn in the front, and it doesn't have as big of a seat as the Western saddle does. So starting with our English saddle, as you can see, this is the seat. This is what we sit on when we're on top of our horse. You want to make sure you're right in the center of your saddle. That way you're nice and balanced when you're riding. The next part of the saddle is the stirrup. The English stirrup isn't as big as your Western stirrup, but they both serve the same purpose. These stirrups help you to mount your horse and also gives you extra support while you ride. The next part of our saddle is the stirrup bar and the stirrup leather. The stirrup bar holds the stirrup leather to the saddle. It's a strong and secure anchor for our stirrup. Just to compare, here's the Western stirrup, and as you can see, it is definitely a lot bigger than the English one. But again, it serves the same exact purpose to help mount your horse and to just give you more support while you ride. The next part of our English saddle is the knee roll. The knee roll prevents our knee from moving forward and up in case we lose our balance while we're riding. And the knee roll is on both sides of our saddle. This part is called the saddle flap, and the saddle flap sits between your leg and the horse's body. The purpose of the saddle flap is to protect the side of your horse from being pinched from your stirrup leathers and from your girth. Here's our Western saddle. So as you can see, it's a lot bigger than the English one like we had spoken about before. It pretty much has the same parts as your English saddle. You have your stirrup here. You have your seat here that you sit on. The difference between a Western saddle and an English saddle is that you have the horn and that you have a bigger stirrup and a bigger girth and a much bigger area to sit on. The purpose of the horn on the Western saddle is to, one, help beginner riders feel more secure in their saddle. Another purpose of the horn was to help cowboys control cattle that they caught using ropes. Something that is very important with saddles is making sure that your saddle properly fits your horse. So as you can see, this saddle properly fits this horse. It's not too small and it won't pinch his back when someone rides him. Now this saddle is too small for the same horse I just showed you before. It doesn't fit properly, and if someone were to ride him in it, it would really hurt his back. Think of the saddle on a horse's back just like your shoe that you're trying on for the first time. If it's too small, it's going to pinch your feet and really hurt. If it's too big, you're going to have a really hard time walking. So it's always important to make sure that our saddles properly fit our horse so that they're comfortable. Thanks, Wisdom Tree Preschool, for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next time.